around. This one, look, let's go. The veterans coming.
Yes, so Lucia, we definitely saw the vibe at the Philip Masley grounds. Lots of activity, persons having so in Viewfort, and obviously a lot of Viewfort was the place. And tell you, Viewfort are special people. Uptown Rebels, I must come to you guys. Say that Uptown Rebels, they are pretty much set a trend that we all take notice of. At the Veterans Finals, there was a little ceremony where we introduced their new signs. We talk about persons in the name of T. We're looking at some of the real prolific in St. Lucia, and we're looking at Bradley Tiso, and then in goal, Noah T from Migo. And we're talking about a team that already had the likes of Savory, and I mean, really impressive. These guys are uniformed, well put together. You could see there's an investment of cash into what they are doing for that division. I must plug in, however, that if at the end of the day, after all of this, Southern United, Rosalie, owns about it. That is definitely my team for the Division 1 tournament. I think I have to say that on TV for anybody to know that. If it happens to give Uptown Rebels a shellacking, there's no doubt what my so sad moment of that week would be. That means, if anybody is to be honest right now, anywhere you're from, you could be from Grocery, Viewfort, Miko, you could be from Ancillary, anywhere. And if you put all your backside on your, you would know that with a shadow of a doubt, in this division competition, Uptown Rebel, the favorites, the team to beat on paper, definitely forced to reckon with in every single position on that field. Definitely strong team. And I will tell you, for years we've been saying club football have not been exciting. I'm telling you, this year, I don't think there will be a game in this year's competition that I will miss, starting from this weekend. So, definitely a lot to look forward to. Shout out to Mr. Moving Cucubellas. Shout out to Bosco. Shout out to Leon Alexander. And all my, y'all know y'all my people. Y'all know y'all are my people. But I'm sure Rosalie until I die. I say that every Monday. And so shout out to you guys. And we'll see what happens in the near future. Now, I had a couple of other things to get into before we take our Blue Waters break. And obviously, you see the branding of Blue Waters. I hope you're drinking your water, St. Lucia. I've been talking about that every Monday night. I got a press release from the Choiseul Cricket Committee. The Choiseul Cooperative Credit Union 40 and over cricket competition came down to the business end this weekend at La Fargue playing field. In Saturday's game, Monsieur, the Renegades, they whipped Cafe Dark Panthers by 200 runs. Batting first, Monsieur mastered 244 out in 27 overs. Sanjay Pamphil hit 87 of 46 balls. Miko, what? Dwight Peters scored 47 of 25. These guys were on fire. Ron Lesmore scored more than 5 in reply. Okay, I have no idea what that means. 20, somebody scored 26 of 16 balls. All right, so Monsieur booked a semi-final spot into this year's competition. All right, in Sunday's match, we saw Balka, Odi Alexander, very, very good player, obviously. Craig Emmanuel, Kediles Boris, Sami, as players from Balka. They took on the Rising Stars and the 19 team, which featured Sky Laffy, Akimo Geese, Gavin Syria. Wow, some good names there. Tyrell Chico, amongst others. Balka languishing at the bottom of the table with 2 points, needed to win and collect 2 bonus points, which they duly did. 70 from Jason Simon. Wickets fell, but runs were accumulated with the experience of Wadi Alexander guiding Barker to 203 for 9. 200 runs means 1 bonus point, 10 wickets, 1 bonus point. Okay, so Murphy Williams took 3 for 27 to retain his place as a competition leading wicket taker. So the Stars needed to score 126 and not to lose all their wickets. They were at 49 for 1 of 7, and this seemed achievable. But some rash shots and good bowling saw the Stars all out for 101 of 24.2 overs. They only did 126. Gavin Sirius scored 44. Rising Stars has been a good initiative. That's the young men competing, quitting themselves well with a good team spirit and some fine individual performances. All right, in the final round matches, Ebony take on Monsieur with final standings to play for, whilst on Sunday Cafe, they feature in a must-win game in order to take the 4th semi-final spot against Kels Mongoose. And I have some of the point standings. We have Ebony on top with 13 points, Kels Mongoose with 11 points, Monsieur with 9 points, Balka with 7 points, Rising Stars with 6 points, and the Cafe Dark Panthers with 4 points. All right, so that's some information coming out of Chozel. All right, I also saw some messages on some of the independence activities. Let me tell you, St. Lucia, this year, the Northern Long Distance Walking Group, they'll be having their event again this year. They walk around the island. And from last year, I've been saying that I want to participate in this activity. I can confirm that this year I will be participating, and I will be taking the trek not all around the island, but at least to Soufrière. My ambition is from Castries to Soufrière this year. The next year, I'll build up from Castries to Vieux-Fort, and the following year, from Castries to Dennery, and then that is my 4-year plan the following year all around the island. So keep pushing, long distance group. I am in it to win it, just like veterans. So I will be taking part this year. I've been walking some extra miles, and so I'm looking forward to doing that this year. All right, so we have my guesses in studio, and we'll be talking about the DJ Dunga Mackerson knockout competition that's taking place in the Mabia Valley. I have DJ Dunga in the studio with me, and so we'll be touching base with him to find out how the competition has been going. And let me tell you, Sunday, good vibe. I got there early on Saturday as well. Good vibe in the Mabia Valley. And as always, took pictures, and we'll be showing you some of the pictures from the Mabia Valley. So definitely take a Blue Waters break. If you have not bought yourself a bottle of Blue Waters, if you can go down the road and do it right now. You can go to the fridge, get your Blue Waters, enjoy the break, and we'll be right back to talk some more football and sports overall. so welcome back to 758 Sports Talk, and we're discussing events of the weekend and events that are upcoming. And as you can see, I have with me my guest tonight. That's Mr. DJ Dunga, uh, one of the main organizers of the DJ Dunga Marcusson Cup. Good night and welcome to 758 Sports Talk.
Well, thank you once again, Kenson, for having me here. Let me just thank my sponsors once again, Kenson, Marcusson, DDCL, Valtor, Bidden Hardware Supplies, Honorable Sean Edwards, Honorable Edmund Estefan, Plants Place, Cool Runnings Water, the Trophy Center, Prince Richie Bakery, Mr. Collins Lens, Malco's Tool Rental, the Denry, Minibus Association, and of course, Energized by Lucasit. Thank you once again, Kenson, for having me on your program.
Let's thank the sponsors first, man. You're a smart player, though. How long has the competition been going?
This year is the second, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
We go for a long time.
Okay,
If you start your interviews that way.
Yes, yes.
All right. So tell us about the competition. What is the DJ Dunga Marcusson Cup for our audience who do not know much about the competition?
Okay, well, last year, Kenson, for the first time, we had it between the two communities, the Henry and of course the Mabio Valley, where we had 4 of the best teams from each community. But this year we decided to go, further east by inviting teams from, the Monripo, Miku and Davis area. And well, this year we have 3 teams from the valley. We have 2 from the Henry. We have 1 from Monripo, 1 from Miku, and 1 from Davis. And it brought, a huge difference to the tournament this time around.
All right. So what are some of the teams participating? It's clubs participating in this year's competition.
Well, from the Mabio Valley, we have Rovers United, Olo United, and Monarch. From Denry, we have defending champion Peter Travel Young Stars and DCYO. From Monripo, we have Young Strikers. From Mikud, we have Uprising FC, and from Daviso, we have El Lunas.
Okay.
Yeah, I call it Stars from the East.
Right.
8 are the best teams from 5 of the leagues.
All right.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
Why the East Coast of St. Lucia? I mean, people in the valley must be wondering, what kind of question is that? Like, really, Kenson? But tell us
Well,
why.
okay, I said, I started I started in 2008 with teams just from the valley. Then I went on to Denry. I had just about 1 tournament. But last year I said no. I said bring both Denry and the valley in. So I had the best 4 from Denry and the best 4 from the valley. It went really good. Myself and Mr. Emmanuel, that's the president for the Mabio Valley Football League, we decided just to go further, just to win a bit more into the tournament. So we decided to invite teams from the Moripo, Miku and Davis area, just to just to bring a bit more flavor into the tournament. And like I said earlier, so far so good.
Yeah, but why there?
Pardon me?
Why there?
Okay. We still trying to see the point is we trying not to do anything that we can't handle. So we just started to try it on that that side of the island to see how much we can handle, and if it goes okay, then we can probably invite teams from from the northern side, the southern side, even the west side of the island. Yeah.
So Nusha, you started in the valley because that's where the valley is.
well, yes, it's true football. When it comes to football, in Denver and the valley, it is true that we have. Yeah. But I mean, we still get good games down Mikud and Davis as well.
Definitely, we're going to be showing you guys some of the pictures from that event for sure. So far, we saw the second weekend, the return legs of the first round of matches, and we saw some very good matches on display. Very good football, especially impressed with pretty much both teams. I always thought that Olia United versus Peter Travel Youngsters in the first round would be a blockbuster event, and true to that, we saw pretty much that this is what actually turned out. So, tell us how it's been going so far in terms of the results of those games.
Well, the games over the weekend was very much surprising. Kenson, let's say Peter Travel Youngsters game with Olia. Peter Travel Youngsters won the first game 2-0. Yesterday the score was 2-1. Yes, let me say, let's see again for.
But who won yesterday's game? Just 2-1.
All in favor of Olia United.
Okay, so the first game,
Peter
Travel Youngsters won 2-0.
2-0. But yesterday Olia won 2-1.
Yes.
Because
so you're seeing 2 teams that were pretty much evenly matched, but obviously goal difference.
Yeah, even the game between Rovers United and Young Strikers. Rovers won the first game 5. I think it was 5-0, something so. and then the return leg it ended up 3-0.
So it ended 8-0 and on aggregate.
On aggregate, yeah. Again, we had El Ninos with Monarch. The first it was 5-1 in favor of El Ninos. The return leg it was 3-0. No, sorry, it was nil. Sorry, it was nil. Sorry. So it's of course.
Yeah.
So there's a bit surprise in this weekend's game. Yeah.
All right, but definitely, I think in terms of El Ninos, I would think Carlos Macheri and his team having a 5-0 cushion would probably start most of his bench, give other individuals, time to play and rest some of the players, because you really, the competition that is short, you really do not want to have any injuries to your main players. So somebody from DBS would hasten to say, or call, probably already itching to say that they probably rested some of the big players.
I'm assuming so myself, probably they let the best for last. I know this coming weekend we have semi-finals on Sunday. I know for a fact those guys are going to put the very best out.
All right. So tell us what's coming this weekend in terms of that semi-finals.
Well, this coming weekend, at the Sunday from 4 p.m. at the Lavish playing field, we have semi-finals. Our first game for semi-finals is Rovers United again versus Uprising from Meekwood. And the second game is Pito Travel Youngsters. That's a game everybody's looking forward to. Pito Travel Youngsters, that's the defending champion, versus El Ninos.
All right.
Yeah. And then we're having finals next weekend.
Definitely. So definitely looking forward to how that goes on. So it's the final for St. Lucia, and from the East Coast. And like I've said to him a couple of times, Babonneau is East Coast for sure. For me, that's the northeast of the island, and I would definitely be lobbying to have some of the guys when we have a competition of that magnitude, perhaps bring in 2 clubs if they are registered, obviously licensed from the Babonneau area, so you have a complete East Coast competition.
Well, like I said,
you guys are expanding.
The tournament's still on a trial basis, so we don't do too much next thing, we stop halfway. So we just try it out. If you see everything goes okay this year, then definitely next year we as a matter of fact, next year I'm looking to take the tournament to original level.
Okay.
Yeah, I spoke to the brand manager, Mr. El Mafre, and it's possible that next year we can bring a team from Trinidad just to play the winning team of next year's tournament. So we're looking to take it to a next level, but just step by step, not rush into anything one time.
All right, definitely good stuff. Okay, so St. Lucia, there you have it. We have so much more to still discuss on this, but as is customary, we had some pictures taken from the events on the weekend. Absolutely bumper crowd, good crowd at the Larissus playing field. And so we'll get to a montage. Of course, you can send us your messages. We have some coming in at 4880929. And after the montage, we'll take a break, and then we'll definitely open up the phone lines to hear from you guys on all things to do with sports development. All right, so we go to this montage, and then we will talk shortly after that.
Yo, lyrical. You see the party there, the party bono. You see the party there, the party lit, the party lit, the party turn up, the party lit, the party lit, the party lit, the party turn up, the party lit. Every girl and over, every girl and over, every girl and over, every girl starts right now. Every girl and over, every girl and over, every girl and over, every girl lost it now. Every day we lit, every day we lit. Sometimes they does ask us how we don't do it. On the road, y'all them get it done. Never see a mass like this before. When the woman them not don't give a when the man them not drinking the Instagram. Hey, jump up with a friend, jump up with your team, jump up with everybody and start a show. Lit, boy. The party lit, party lit, the party lit, party lit, the party lit, party lit, the party lit, the party lit, the party lit, the party turn up, the party lit. Every girl and over, every girl and over, every girl and over, every girl starts right now. Every girl and over, every girl and over, every girl and over, every girl. and them not drinking this strong rum.
Hey, hey, jump up with a friend, jump up with your team, jump up with everybody and start to shout. Lit, lit, boy.
The party lit,
Party lit,
the party lit,
the party lit,
the party lit,
the party lit, the party lit, the party turn up, turn up, turn up, the party lit. Hey.
every girl and over, every girl and over, every girl and over, every girl also split now. Hule hule, sukwe sukwe, hule hule, sukwe sukwe, hule hule, sukwe sukwe. Hey, lyrical, Lero, the party lit.
Lit, 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 lit.
Soca Kingdom, Soca Kingdom, Soca Kingdom. Who ready? We now start. Get ready, day. Set a bong start. Meet we on the way. We lining up, ready to charge ahead. Forward is not enough. I want you to jump up, trample the ground now. We headed to downtown. Girl all on the railing. So much woman are trailing. Follow the big song. Get ready to mash down. All in the stadium. The whole of the kingdom come down. Time to show me your ways. Time to get out of line. You're born and ready for pace. Come and wind in the roadway. All in front of the gateway. All in front of the people business. This is the kingdom. Wine and free it up. Wine and free it up. Free it up. Wine and free it up. Wine and free it up. Every beat and age. Free it up. Wine and free it up. Every road is a stage. Free it up. Wine and free it up. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Wine and free it up. Wine and free it up. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Wine and free it up. Wine and free it up. Why, yeah, yeah, yo. Free it up. Yeah, 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 yeah. Free it up. Why, yeah, 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 yo. Free it up. Yeah, 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 yeah. Wine and free it up. Free it up. I want you to throw your waist. I want you to throw your waist. Give me that attitude. Now it's a whining mood. Don't give me no grumpy face. Somebody go take your place. Better don't play the fool. They're rushing it down like food. You're waiting a long time. Enough of the standby. Head up to the front line. Get ready for more wine. If you're fed about frustration, get to the formation. Now it's a celebration. Cause the kingdom come down. Time to show me your waves. Time to get out of line. You're born and ready for pace. Come and wind in the roadway. All in front of the gateway. All in front of the people business. This is the kingdom. Wine and free it up. Wine and free it up. Free it up. Wine and free it up. Wine and free it up. Every beat and age. Free it up. Wine and free it up. Every road is a stage. Free it up. Wine and free it up. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Wine and free it up. Wine and free it up. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Wine and free it up. Wine and free it up. Why, yeah, yeah, yo. Free it up. Yeah, 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 yeah. Free it up. Why, yeah, 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 yo. Free it up. Yeah, 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 yeah. Wine and free it up. Get ready! Time to show me your waves. Time to get out of line. You're born and ready for pace. Come and wind in the roadway. All in front of the gateway. All in front of the people business place. This is the kingdom. Wine and free it up. Wine and free it up. Free it up. Wine and free it up. Wine and free it up. Every beat and age. Free it up. Wine and free it up. Every road is a stage. Free it up. Wine and free it up. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Wine and free it up. Wine and free it up. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Wine and free it up. Wine and free it up. Why, yeah, yeah, yo. Free it up. Yeah, 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 yeah. Free it up. Why, yeah, 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 yo. Free it up. Yeah, 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 yeah. Wine and free it up. Free it up.
Once again, we ready to play. We ready. Blow the whistle and we start the game. I say, let's go. No backing down. No time to fool around. Look the goal. Look the goal. Let's go. Let's go. The veterans coming. We in it to win it. The veterans coming. We in it to win it. They coming from all over. The tournament take over. We in it to win it. Veteran football take over. All foreign players come over. We in it to win it. We ready to play. We ready. Blow the whistle
see the party there, the party burn up.
Party burn
You
up.
see the party there, the party lit,
Party lit.
the party lit,
Party lit.
the party turn up, turn up, turn up, the party lit.
The party lit. The party lit. The party turn up, turn up, turn up. The party lit.
Every girl and over, every girl and over, every girl and over, every girl wants us right now.
Every girl lean over. Every girl lean over. Every girl lean over. Every girl lost us. Boy, boy.
Every day we lit, every day we lit. Sometimes they does ask us how we don't do it.
Yeah, on the road. Girl them get it done. Never see a mass like this before.
Where the woman them not don't give a damn.
Hey, hey,
Where the man them not drinking the strong rum.
hey, hey. Jump up with a friend. Jump up with your team. Jump up with everybody and start a show. Lit, lit, boy.
The party lit,
Party lit.
the party lit, the
Party lit.
party lit.
The party lit. The party lit. The party turn up, turn up, turn up. The party lit. Hey.
Every girl and over, every girl and over, every girl and over, every girl wants us right now.
Every girl lean over. Every girl lean over. Every girl lean over. Every girl lost a split now. So when the party get fiery, nobody not tired. Girl them walking it properly, getting on this orderly. Hule hule, suka sukwe. Hule hule, suka sukwe. Hule hule, suka sukwe. Hule hule, suka sukwe. Hola.
Where the woman them not don't give a damn.
Hey, hey.
Where the man them not drinking the strong rum.
Hey, hey, jump up with a friend, jump up with your team, jump up with everybody and start a show. Lit, lit, boy.
The party lit,
Party lit,
the party lit,
party lit,
the party lit,
the party lit, the party lit, the party turn up, turn up, turn up, the party lit. Hey,
every girl and over, every girl and over, every girl and over, every girl wants us right now. Hule hule, sukwe sukwe, hule hule, sukwe sukwe, hule hule, sukwe sukwe. Hey, lyrical, Lero, the party lit.
lit, 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 lit.
Soca Kingdom, Soca Kingdom, Soca Kingdom. Who ready? We now start. Get ready, day. Set a bong start. Me three on the way. We lining up, ready to charge ahead. Forward is not enough. I want you to jump up, trample the ground now. We heading to downtown. Get all on the railing. So much woman are trailing. Follow the big song. Get ready to mash down. All in the stadium. The whole of the kingdom come down. Time to show me your way.
Definitely a lot. So many pictures. Sometimes when I sit down here, I realize how many pictures are actually taken at that event. When you see so many people, when you see
Yeah.
those pictures, what do you think about?
Well, it says a lot, can say that persons who come out, enjoy the vibe, they like what's really going on, and we have a lot of football fans within the Maui and Denver Valley area.
Yeah, definitely some are from the Deriso area as
Yeah,
well. All right, so I had some messages that I did not get into earlier. I'll get into them before we take our final break. Somebody said, send me a message. Oh, and I drank my glass of water already. Hashtag Bueglo. I like that. I start that hashtag Bueglo. Definitely. But we also have somebody wanting to know the fixture for the Division 1. I will go through them in a while. I just had circled Wednesday, 20th February. That's Uptown versus Northern United. But I will go into the other fixtured matches for you guys for sure. All right. I have some other messages to go through here. Where was that message? All right. Shout out to G-Dog, man. G-Dog is watching. He told me for sure he's locked on. Easy as well as from a Viewfort, locked on as usual. Somebody says, great show as usual. I must admit, the finals between VSADC and CARICOM Masters definitely lived up to its expectations. The game was pretty much open and sometimes played at a pace synonymous with senior football. Even better in some instances. Both teams were spot on with their tactics. However, VSADC totally outclassed CARICOM Masters, leading up to their equalizer with a 5-minute period of constant attacking. This victory is testament of what VSADC stands for. especially after being knocked out of the gold championship. The brave may fail but never yield. Shout out to VSADC for sure. These people love their football. All right, well said. All right, somebody said good program, good night, good program. I guess that person is being laconic, but straight to the point. Somebody says choops lapo only to Soufre. I dare anybody to just decide to walk from Castries to Soufre. How that wasn't going to be Lapo? Tell me, I will have all my blue waters with me while I'm walking. But for the first year, I'm not kidding myself. I am going to Soufre, then I'm going to Vieux-Fort, then I'm going all the way to Dennery, and then on the 4th year, I'm doing the entire Independence Walk. That is my plan. That is what I am going to do. Somebody says shout out to Laboe Connection. Again, definitely Laboe Connection was definitely impressive this year. Coming into the competition for the first time, very well organized. You can look at them in the warm-up, you see that is something serious going on there. That's a team that actually trains, and so they actually were rewarded with the 3rd place of the Flow Plate Championship. So that is definitely good stuff. Somebody says, Kenson, I want to wish you Titus Elva. Want to wish Titus Elva a happy birthday. I didn't know Titus TT Elva was a February born. Great people are born in February, you know, the greatest of the greats. I understand now. That is coming from G Dog. Happy birthday to Titus TT Elva. All right. Somebody says, big up Peter Travel. My bro Riddell, Show, Karim, Parker, and the rest. Not forgetting my paps, Camillus. Blessings increase, guys. We are going all the way from your teammate, Kevin. Shout out to Peter Travel, Young Stars. Of course, Riddell, my partner, for sure. Talented. I don't think in St. Lucia, right now, you can get a better left footer in all of St. Lucia right now. Absolute talent. All right. Shout out to Library Connection and their cheerleaders. Yeah, definitely they came there with their people for sure. All right. So we'll take a break. When we come back, I'll read some of the messages for you, some more messages. We'll open up the phone lines to hear from you guys. Obviously, a lot has been going on. Definitely, we'll open up the lines for you guys, and I'll go through the fixture for the Division 1 competition, which is starting this Sunday. Take a break. We'll be right back. welcome back to 758 Sports Talk. And I'm here with Mr. DJ Dunga McFarlane. McDonald. Yeah, I'm so used to just saying DJ Dunga. And we're talking about some of the activities coming up. And we spoke about the fixture for the weekend. We opening the phone lines. The phone lines are open right now, 451-9788. If you have any questions, if you want to contribute to our program tonight, 451-9788 is the number to call. And the fixture actually reads Rovers United versus DCYO, El Nino versus Peter Travel Young Stars. All right, good evening. You're live on 758 Sports Talk. Go ahead with your contribution.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening.
First of all, with reference to accidents, people should always reach out to heaven in prayer before leaving their homes. Now, Sports King Kenson Casimir, sincere greetings. This evening it dawned on me that your photographic sports scenes are not only an asset to sports telecast, but also a crown to tourism, because they also show the high civilized quality of the people and modern infrastructure that could also encourage travelers to come to holiday on our island.
Okay.
As usual, great job.
All right, thank you so much for your contribution, caller. Wow, thank you so much. I never looked at it from that angle, but thank you so much for your contribution. Keep looking, and we'll keep putting it out there for you guys. All right. Okay, so very interesting there. All right, we have another caller. Good evening. You're live on 758 Sports Talk. Go ahead with your contribution.
Hi, good evening, Kenson.
Yes, sir.
And good evening to Mr. DJ Donga.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Good evening, caller.
All right. Just wanna congratulate you on a tournament well put together. I know it was a bit scary for you to extend past the Denry Valley area and take it down to the East Coast, and it's refreshing to see that you want to take it a bit further with your original comment, I should say, getting a team from Trinidad here.
Yeah.
That shows great testament to your love of the sport, the love of your community, which is definitely admirable, and you definitely have my full support with that tournament. And just continue the great work, continue being who you are, an ambassador to the Denry community. And I wish you the best of luck and bigger and better things, as you always say, for the future with the Digidonga Mackerson Knockout Tournament.
Yeah, I must say, kudos to Mackerson for supporting this event, because, without the support of the sponsors as well, you wouldn't see the fruits of all of this. We wouldn't be talking here tonight about this. And we always speak of the economic sort of impact of activities. And from the pictures, you could even see that persons came out well-dressed. People came out. And that was just so awesome to see on the weekend. The amount of people, I'm talking about thousands of people, and so absolutely great stuff.
It's crazy, and let's go back to your first call up, and I totally agree with you. I've never looked at it from that aspect, but don't think of just regional tourism or international tourism, but our local tourism. Yeah. Because if you have people leaving the Miko area coming to Denry, Castries, Grosville coming down to Denry. It's all part of tourism. It's all part of selling the product down in the valley. And Valley is the center for, not Babuno. The valley is the center when it comes to football. So definitely with the images, and one would think, okay, it was a football tournament. Why show so many images of the people? And I think you hit it spot on by showing the people of the community enjoying themselves, and of course they are very passionate when it comes to their football. Down to the way they dress, down to the support level, and it's heartwarming. And again, I've always been sponsoring this tournament, and we'll continue to sponsor it, not because of the returns, but the community, and I go back to community, is the community involvement, the community outreach. And I think DJ Donga is the perfect ambassador for that area.
Definitely, and we will be seeing Marcusson, of course, partnering with DBS for this year. I could safely announce this from this call, and so we'll be seeing Marcusson advertisements during our sports and our sports package. And I mean, it's very good that that a brand would support competitions, not just selling, but talent identification. When you look at Stanislas and you look at some of the players in this competition, from now Deriso, we get to see the Delon Neptunes, Jelani Neptunes, we get to see all that sort of quality play from that competition. I think it speaks to the competition broadening the landscape and moving on to a different level. And I think we've lost that caller, but thank you very much for your contribution. Definitely well taken. All right. So you can call us 451-9788. Somebody's been trying to call my cell phone, and it just would not work because the number to call is 451-9788. All right, so we have the 4 teams: Peter Travel Youngsters, Ninos, Rovers, and the DCYO.
And guess what? We have 2 teams from Denver this year.
2 teams from Denver.
2 teams from Denver.
Yes, very.
Yeah, so I'm sorry for saying, what President FC Leon.
Yeah.
Most probably, I think that's what I wanted most likely. So.
Yes. All right. Somebody says those fire pics were awesome. I guess we had some pictures there from what happened at Viewfort. That's veterans. Yeah, the veterans of football. The fire pics were very, very, very nice. We saw some of that, and again, appealing to all individuals. Different individuals coming out. Very well done. All right. Somebody wanted some of the fixtures for the First Division Club Championship. I'll let you know that the teams participating, the 8 teams include the VSADC, Tiroche FC, Big Players FC, Alez, Platinum FC, Northern United, RV Juniors, that's Russo Valley Juniors, and Uptown Rebels. All right, so we'll see Sunday the 11th of February, that's this Sunday, from 6 p.m. VSADC versus Platinum. Definitely won't miss that match. All right, we have a caller. Good evening. You're live. Go ahead for contribution.
Hi, good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening, sir.
Jensen, how you doing?
Blessed, highly favored. How are you?
Dunga, what's up, man?
I'm good there for now. Thank you.
Yeah, that's the coach of the Peter Travel Youngsters. Dunga, I want to commend you, man, for another successful year.
Oh, thank you very much.
I think the tournament to me is better this year with the teams that came in from Monribo, Mikud. I think the tournament is better this year.
You did not
and
say
I want to
Deriso.
commend you for opening the tournament to the other districts.
Yeah.
I want to say one thing. I really think we're missing Leo Clark this year.
Okay,
I really think we're missing Leo Clark this year. To me, the level of refereeing was better last year.
Okay.
That is my personal opinion. Other than that, I think everything is moving as planned. And one thing I can guarantee you, that this trophy is going back to Denry.
Wow. Okay, well, I think you should sit tight. I'm about to announce my top 4 teams from what I've seen for the competition in a while. And you might want to call back after.
When you say back to Denry, remember we have 2 teams from Denry.
Are you saying Peter Travel or are you saying
Peter Travel?
DCYO.
Not DCYO.
Yeah, I want to big up the Youngsters Sports Club. People like Kareem, Parker, Shu, Pado, that's Riddell, and the others, man. I think these guys have been working very hard throughout the season. We've been together for the past 3 months, and we are getting the results, and I know it is coming back to Peter Travel this year.
Wow.
You said past 3 months, coach?
Past 3 months.
So, gentlemen, all the best.
Okay, he's not in. All right. Thanks for calling. Definitely. All right. So.
Okay. Good night.
Good night. All right. So this weekend, I'm just going to give the fixtures for this weekend from the Division 1 Cup. On Sunday, we'll see VSADC taking on Platinum FC at Grosley. And then we would see Northern United taking on Tiroche also at Grosley. The first game is at 6. The second game is at 8 o'clock. And then on Sunday, we see RV Juniors taking on Uptown at Ancillary. I will be in Ancillary for sure. And then we will see Alès taking on Big Players FC in Ancillary. All right, the first game is at 6. The second game is at 8 o'clock. So lots of football action scheduled for this weekend. Now, we've been talking about the DJ Dunga Mackerson Cup and getting a lot of messages here as well. Let me just get through some of them before people see. All right, so the DJ Dunga Mackerson Cup, somebody says the trophy has been polished and ready for the winners. All right, so I guess that's a good segue for me to go into who will actually be those winners. Now, I have stuck some controversy over the past in terms of selecting and looking at teams and the composition, and based on what I have seen. Now, I've gone to a number of games in Dirisu, so I have a very good idea of the makeup of the El Nino FC. I think I have a better idea of the composition of that team and the coach than, let's say, somebody who plays in the Mabia Valley who probably would. And that's the advantage I have as a sports journalist. That being said, my top 4 teams from the semi-finals. As you know, we have 4 teams, so all 4 teams good. But from what I've seen, at number 4, and I will say every team is close. At number 4 would be DCYO. Again, DCYO, I'd give them, they would have a chance. They over 2 legs, so definitely there is some talent in that team, but I think they will have a very, very tough time against Rovers United. Okay. And I have Rovers United ranked 3 in that top 4. All right. Definitely some people in the valley would think Rovers United would be higher up.
Rovers United have the most goals so far.
Definitely.
Yeah. So I mean, why you rank them at number 3?
You'll ask me a question. I'll make you turn journalist after. You will ask me the questions after.
Okay, go ahead.
Number 2 in the top 4 teams this year, I have Peter Travel Young Stars at number 2.
Defending champions. Peter.
From Dennery. A team that for sure has talent, capability, pace, control, ability, but last night showed me that they can be beaten and a team would know how to beat them. At number 1, I have El Nino FC. And I will tell you why. El Nino. One name, Coach Carlos Mosheri. One name. I'm not even going to the players. Over 2 legs, home and away, in terms of tactics, in terms of knowledge of the game, in terms of situational football, that is where I give them the edge. Last night, Peter Travel Young Stars showed me that they could play with all their players and be beaten in this competition. Albeit against Olio United team playing pretty much at home, playing at home. There is a way, there is a vulnerability there that we saw last night. And that being said, I think if one team in this competition that can exploit it, it would be El Nino FC from Dirisu. So my prediction this year, and that's a bold prediction, because Peter Travel Young Stars is perhaps the best team in the competition. But I believe in this competition, what we will see some really good football over 2 legs that will determine who the winner will be. Go ahead, ask me your questions.
Just let me go back to the scores for the game. The first game, it was the away game for El Ninos. They won 5-1. Okay.
Yeah.
The second game, the game drew.
Okay. So let's talk about that. Let's stop there.
Okay.
The first game ended. We're talking about football. You're talking about home and away.
Yeah.
You're talking about you scored the first half of that game. I think the score was 4-0 or 3-0, if I remember correctly.
I think it was 3-0. Okay.
We saw a spectacular goal from another individual that will determine how this game between Peter Travel Young Stars and El Nino goes. We're talking about Jelani Neptune, an absolutely talented striker from outside the 18-yard box. Just boom, in a second, heartbreak. Okay. And he's done it in Dairy, so I've seen him do it so many places in St. Lucia. Absolute pure talent as a striker. His brother Delon did not even, I don't even think he played in any of those legs. I'm talking about the talent of that team in Dairy So. And we're talking about a community that loves football, that has a lot to prove, that has been lobbying for lights on their grounds, playing in a tournament for the first time. The hunger, the desire from that team, I think, is something that at the end of the day, we will all turn back and say, what? El Ninos? They only come so often, but they're in this competition, and trust me, they'll be in it to win it.
So you have El Ninos as the number one. Okay, no problem.
Peter Travel Youngsters, obviously, they played very well yesterday. I still saw they had some opportunities to really score some additional goals, but Olio played. There were periods in the game Olio outplayed them, and so I mean, before last night, I would have said hands on that it would still have been close for me because of what I've seen from El Nino. But I would have had perhaps I would have had Peter Travel 1A and El Nino 1B. But I flipped it when I saw last night. I saw how that game went, and I mean, I always support Denry teams. I love my Denry community, but I'm talking based purely on what I saw there. All right. So we have a couple of messages here. Somebody says, that's right. People say, hope to see you on Sunday, Kens, and give Dunga his chance to predict. Good. Well said. Yes.
My prediction. I'm trying to be on neutral grounds here, Kenson. Yeah. I strongly believe, finals will be between Rovers United and Peter Travel Youngsters.
Wow.
My prediction, don't get me wrong.
I mean, you're welcome to it.
You see, Rovers United and Peter Travel, played the tournament last year. And it seemed like Rovers didn't make it for finals, but Survivors was a team from the Valley.
Oh yeah, Survivors are forced to reckon with.
Yeah. I strongly believe Rovers United will come back and take that trophy from Peter Travel Youngsters.
So somebody finally decided they've heard enough. They're calling it. Good evening, you're live. Go ahead with your contribution. You know that I'll be bold and say what I feel and see, and that's what it is. Go ahead.
All right, what's up, Kenson? Good night.
Bless. Yeah, man.
Good night, Dunga. What's up?
Good night, Kola.
Yeah. Kenson, I want to agree with you on your predictions. Because on any given day, football is played on the day. But watching last night's game, you realize Peter Travel strengthened. And then El Ninos, who played the game, they played the balance of the players who had not played previously.
Exactly, that's what I was explaining.
Orion strengthened and they came with the attack. But when you look at a game between El Ninos and Peter Travel in the semifinals, you're looking at almost a head-to-head talented game. And I can see that game ending up in a 1-0. Being from the Denver League, I would give the odds, the addition to Peter Travel Youngsters because of the determination that they have from the back.